Creek Week! Welcome to the Creek this week, a production of Allen Creek Community Church, where we exist to lead spiritual but not religious people to become fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. And my name is Rick. I'm here with Pastors Alex and Dan. Wait a second, where are my guys? So they're gone. So apparently I'm the only one who works around here. No, actually, Dan is on sabbatical in England, and you may see some of his updates posted by his lovely bride, Brenda, on Facebook, as they are taking sabbatical this whole month. They get to spend Easter at the Northumbria community, which is the new monastic community they're dialed in with, and it's going to be very cool, spiritual, refreshing time for them. Alex is doing connecting work with students, like building relationships and making disciples and stuff like that. So that's why I'm all alone here today. So we're going to talk a little bit about the fact that here we are in the week coming up to Easter. And Easter, as you probably know, is a time where not just followers of Jesus celebrate the greatest event in human history, the event that led to our freedom in Christ, our hope for life eternal, and all the beautiful joys of following Jesus. But it is also a time where we recognize that still even in our post-Christian culture, the chance for people to be thinking about church, to maybe even want to attend a church service, is probably at its highest that it is all year long. And so that just brings to mind this idea of creating events, right? So we understand that increasingly, and especially at AC3, we've really put our finger on this, that we have to be involved in relationships with our neighbors, with our coworkers, with family members who are in investigation mode, in that spiritual but not religious camp. And the most effective thing we can do is just build integrity friendships with those people. It's always been the case, but it just becomes more and more and more important as the idea of going to a church service becomes less and less just a thing that people would do. But now, at Easter, it is a thing that someone might do in your life, and so we just want to just remind you of that, hey, maybe this very weekend you might find a fertile ground for the reception of an invitation to church. So Easter this week is This Changes Everything, and as we said on Sunday, and I'll just restate, we're actually launching a 3-week series on Easter. On Easter, we're just going to talk, we're going to focus in on the resurrection and how it changed everything for followers of Jesus. It changed our worldview, it changed our view of God, and it changed our hope in the world. But what we're also going to find out, and this will be especially relevant if you've got friends who are just considering Christianity, what we're going to find out and we're going to reveal is that Jesus coming and Jesus teaching and then Jesus authenticating everything that he said and did by rising from the dead utterly changed the trajectory of human history. And this is true whether you follow Jesus or not, whether you love Jesus or not, whether you go to church or not. So the things that we take for granted as being sort of part of a good moral framework, an ethical framework in the West, let's just say, and increasingly just around the world, things like freedom, science, compassion, tolerance, all those values are founded in Jesus. Enlightenment, and all of these things, freedom, liberty, representative government, all those things that we consider to be so important had their foundation in the teaching of Jesus and subsequently his resurrection from the dead, because that authenticated and put it in the middle of the Jesus movement, which took the world by storm. So that, I think, will be insightful for everybody. I think that's going to be something where, Jesus is relevant for you, even if you don't think that there's anything about your life that revolves around Christianity at all. You consider yourself to be utterly kind of post-Christian. So I think that's going to be a cool thing to just find out exactly how our worldviews have been formed by Jesus. And if they've been that formed by Jesus, then if you're an outsider to faith, maybe this Jesus who forms your entire ethical structure and outlook ought to be someone that you ought to take seriously and look into. So that's the series coming up, and Easter, and I just can't wait for the celebration of resurrection with you. Now, before that, we have Eggtastic. That's this Saturday, and that's going to be from 11 to 1, and it's it's a big-time family event for kids ages 2 through 12. We're going to have 1 million eggs that you can not actually menu. By the way, have you noticed that churches are not advertising their egg hunts by the number of eggs? That's somehow like a drawing card. This is funny to me. We've got 9,000 eggs. We've got 15,000 eggs. It's like we got 20,000 eggs. This is the crazy. What is this? Am I more likely to go to your egg hunt if there's more eggs? I mean, I don't know. Anyhow, there'll be plenty of eggs at AC3's egg hunt, and you also get to throw raw eggs in Pastor Alex's face if you win certain prizes. So that's a draw. So that's Eggtastic coming up. It's a great family event, and maybe something that your neighbor with little ones or with middle school kids might want to come and attend. We've got a bunch of side door events. Speaking again of this idea that after we have, developing relationships with friends who are considering Christ and just really on the outside, these relevant, high touch, high needs, felt needs environments are great opportunities for us to do some inviting. And I don't think the best of which is investigation. So that happens the Monday after Easter. I believe the date on that is the 17th. So the 17th on Monday at 6:30, it's the first of 5 weeks, and the curriculum is determined by you and your friends, and they just come and ask all the hard questions. I don't know why are Christians so anti-science? I don't get why Christians have the moral views that they do. Why are Christians too political? Why can't I trust the Bible? How can I believe that a man really was God? All these questions and any others that you might want to bring form the curriculum. So it's just a fun sort of free-for-all. You get to roast the pastor, just see if you can stump me and the intrepid team of question answers that I've assembled there. And it'll also be live streamed. So if you want to check it out, we'll live stream that event as well. But again, friends, just a great opportunity for you to invite somebody who's in that mode of asking the really hard questions. A couple other things going on just to stay aware of this, and again, great side door opportunities. There is a marriage seminar coming up end of April, and then there's Talk Saves Lives, Suicide Prevention, June 17th, and talk about felt needs in our era of increased anxiety and suicidality, and especially in our younger generation. So friends, these are all opportunities. We're creating them together where we do individually. We are reaching to our neighbors with winsomeness and with our Christ-like changed nature and our welcome. But as God opens up opportunities, we may partner, you and I together, to create environments where we help people take the next step towards considering Christ as the leader of their life and the rescuer from their sins. So that's all coming up, and we are being Jesus together as we reach and teach. We'll see you this Easter as we celebrate the resurrection of Jesus.